Cyber resilience is like Wi Fi. You don't notice it until it drops. And then suddenly everything is on fire. Emails freeze, orders stall, your CFO learns new swear words. Security matters, but resilience is the reason customers still get served while you're fixing the mess. Today, I'm going full deep dive what cyber resilience really is, why it's business and operational resilience by another name, and the playbook to make it real. Let's level set. Cybersecurity is about prevention. Locks, alarms, guards. Cyber resilience asks, what happens when the locks break? When the alarms fail? When the guard falls asleep? NIST defines resilience as the ability to anticipate, withstand, cover from, and adapt to adverse conditions. That last word, adapt, is critical. It means resilience is not just restoring yesterday, it's building for tomorrow. And here's the kicker: resilience is not a security only thing. It's how operations keep running while tech has the bad day. That's why regulators now write resilience into business rules. Why does this matter? Why does the board care about resilience? Because numbers move budgets. So let's talk numbers. Global average cost of a breach is about $4 million. In the United States, 10 million. The average breach life cycle, 240 plus days. That's a 9-year low, but still most of the year. Ransomware is everywhere. Verizon's DBIR tracked over 22,000 incidents, more than 12,000 confirmed breaches. And exploited vulnerabilities now account for 20% of all breaches. That's up 35% year over year. One time, try $9,000 a minute. That's $540,000 per hour. That's why resilience is a P&L problem, not just an IT problem. So let's talk about policy and how resilience is becoming mandatory. Regulators see it too. In the EU, DORA, the Digital Operational Resilience Act, applies January 17th, 2025, and it requires financial entities to withstand, respond to, and recover from disruptions. In the United States, the SEC now requires disclosure of material cyber incidences within 4 business days. That means if you're not resilient, your investors will find out, and they'll find out fast. So we need to use frameworks, and here's how you anchor resilience. Frameworks such as the National Institute of Standards and Technologies, or NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0, with a new function, govern. That makes resilience a board responsibility. NIST SP 800-34 gives the guts of contingency planning. RTO, RPO, MTDs are included. In ISO 22301, it's the international standard for all business continuity. Business continuity. It's driving resilience across the people, the processes, the suppliers, and all of your sites. So what is the playbook? Well, there's 4 big moves, right? The practical playbook is simple. Anticipate, withstand, recover, and adapt. When you anticipate, you're running tabletop exercises, you're modeling risks to your top services, you're checking your third-party exposure, you're patching fast, you're looking for vulnerability exploitations. They're up 34%. You're also being proactive, incident response planning, disaster recovery planning. You're setting governance policies, you're setting data classification policies, and you're becoming ready to use artificial intelligence. And then we talk about withstand. Withstand could be segmenting your environments, hardening identities, phishing resistance MFA, immutable backups, chaos engineering for failover, and more importantly, managed endpoint detection and response, managed detection and response, detection and response across all of your different security environments. The third one is recover, designing to your RTO and RPO objectives, automating runbooks, knowing your mean time to detect and respond is the money. Communication, Customers forgive incidents faster if they're not silenced. Other parts of recover is just simply knowing what disaster recovery and backups look like so you can recover in 4 hours instead of 4 days. And finally, adapt. Blameless postmortems, updated playbooks, better tabletop exercises. Govern at the board level so lessons can get funded. Now, let's talk about the buzzword of the week, of the year, of the future: artificial intelligence as the force multiplier and also the risk multiplier. On defense, artificial intelligence and automation cut breach life cycles by over 80 days. That's nearly $2 million saved on average. On offense, attackers are using artificial intelligence as well. And 13% of organizations have already had breaches in some form of an AI model or app that they put in place a little too early in the AI cycle. 97% have lacked proper access controls. This is still one of the largest avenues to being attacked: identity access and privileged access management. Ungoverned AI systems are more likely to be breached and are more costly when they are. So use artificial intelligence, but make sure you're governing it. So let's talk a little bit about metrics. Let's talk about culture. Measure resilience like you mean it. What is your mean time to detection? What is your mean time to response? What is your return time objective, your RTO, your RPO? Let's drill those restore times. Let's audit our suppliers' resilience and make sure that everyone in the company understands that cybersecurity is a culture, but it's around business continuity. It's around what your business goal is actually, which is to grow revenue. If your only plan lives in a folder called Final, version 7, really final, you don't have a plan. Resilient teams practice. Resilient businesses practice with teamwork. They communicate and they adapt. Cybersecurity protects, cyber resilience survives. Anticipate, withstand, recover, adapt. That's the playbook. Smash that subscribe button, extend those T-Rex arms, and drop your resilience questions in the comments. Short, deep dive, or supersized. We'll keep it fun, useful, and just nerdy enough.